Today we're in Disney Springs to check out all of the brand new food, from birria ramen to new desserts and of course, plenty of drinks. I'm here to show you everything you need to know about Disney Springs' newest bites. There is a lot to celebrate in Disney Springs right now, with Halloween quickly approaching and Hispanic and Latin Heritage Month in full swing. All of that brings so much new food, and I've come out today to try as much of it as I can. We've got so much to get to today, so let's head right to our first stop, right across the water there at Morimoto. I came to Morimoto not too long ago to try their lunch menu that was actually my first time dining here. I've come to the walk-up window before, and I was blown away by everything that I tried. And when I saw they had birria ramen for Hispanic Latin American Heritage Month, there's no way I was not gonna come get it. Now I did check if you could get it outside at the walk-up window, Morimoto street food. Unfortunately, you're only able to get it inside during dinner hours, which start at 4:30. So we are here to try the birria short rib ramen. This has slow braised beef, short ribs, beef broth, egg noodles, a quesadilla, a soy egg, pickled onions, cilantro, and lime for $20. I have had the duck ramen here at Morimoto before, and I remember enjoying it a lot. One of the things I loved about it was the noodles. The noodles are so fresh, so chewy, and so bouncy, and I expect the same thing from this birria short rib ramen. Squeeze some fresh lime on there. They give you a whole half a lime, which I love because I love a lot of lime in my birria ramen. Let's try this out. I can't wait. Fantastic. The meat itself is just so tender. It's like literally falling apart on the chopsticks when I go to pick it up. The noodles, again, no surprise. The noodles here are just so amazing, as they were with the duck ramen. Super fresh, super chewy, bouncy, and just overall, like really some good quality noodles here. I would assume they're probably making them here. They're so good. And that broth, nice and smoky. I love when you get the smokiness paired with the squeeze of the fresh lime. It's a really, really good combo. And for $20, I cannot believe that this bowl of ramen is only $20. There is so much meat. There are so many noodles in here. And for Morimoto, this is like an expensive higher-end restaurant. $20 for this giant bowl of ramen. I mean, if you go somewhere like off property, you're paying probably close to $20 for a bowl of ramen. So that is really, really a pretty good deal. It also comes with like 2 of these quesadillas here, which I love. I've never seen like a quesadilla kind of served with birria ramen, but I kind of love it. It soaked up all those consommé juices, so it really has that great birria flavor. Who would have thought that Morimoto would have this good of a birria ramen? And the egg, a soy marinated egg is a non-negotiable. I have to have a soy marinated egg in any ramen I'm getting, so I love that they include it here. I wish the yolk was a little more jammy, but still, this is a really good birria ramen. Like, this is up there with some of the best I've had. And I could honestly like use even more lime. I'm happy they give you like a whole half of a lime. Usually they just give you a little wedge, but I like extra lime in my birria, so this half a lime situation works out perfectly. I wish they would have this all year round. I wish this wasn't just like a seasonal thing. And I also wish they would serve this at the walk-up window, because I don't know if I could commit to like dining inside Morimoto all the time. But if they had this short rib ramen over at the walk-up window, I'd probably get it quite often. Well, we are not done after that birria ramen. There is still so much more to try. So we're gonna head back across the bridge and over to D-Luxe Burger for our next food. Now, you guys know I love coming over to D-Luxe Burger and trying the specialty burgers that they've got going on. I think I've tried pretty much like every single specialty burger at D-Luxe in the past year, and usually I'm a huge fan of them. They had a French onion soup burger that I loved. They also had like a southern burger on a cheddar biscuit that I loved. But this month, they have a special one for Hispanic Latin Heritage Month that sounds really good too. And it's called a tripletta burger. Luckily for me, I had no idea what a tripletta was, but I am here with my old roommate and very good friend, Natalia, who's Puerto Rican, so I think she knows what that is.
So for a Puerto Rican, you ask us what a tripletta is. It's basically, it's a staple in the community. So it has potato chips, a lot of beef, churrasco, skirt steak, everything, and we always get it after a night out drinking. It's really good.
So we should have had some drinks before this, you're telling me. Here we have the tripletta burger. This has a signature blend patty with ham, pork belly, potato sticks, lettuce, tomato, and mayo ketchup for $13.99. And I always like to point out, when you get the burgers here at Deluxe, they do not come with fries or anything, so about $14 for a burger. That's one expensive burger, but usually it's worth it. Well, you can see here we've got our potato sticks on top, a nice toasted bun, some ham. It looks like actually that pork belly on the side there kind of looks dry. And then we've got our burger underneath. The bun looks good too. Can't wait to try this out. And I actually just went to go cut this in half, and there is way more pork belly on there than I expected. I thought it was just that one piece that was kind of hanging off the end, but no, we've got pretty big pieces of pork belly though, although they do look, like I said, dry. Wait, this is so funny. I know mayo ketchup is like a big thing for Puerto Ricans, obviously, because I lived with one for quite a while, and I did obviously get my burger without the mayo ketchup, but yeah, Natalia is taking it upon herself to make her own. So, oh my God, I can't even watch that part. And I did get ketchup to get half of the mayo ketchup experience. This is like a 50% of the mayo ketchup, so I almost get the full thing. Okay, tripletta burger. You got your burger assembled there? It's falling apart.
That's already part of the
Cheers.
experience.
Don't come too close with that mayo though.
I mean, it's good, but not what it's supposed to be.
It's kind of like bland, almost. Like, do you feel it's bland? Like the ham and the pork belly, like they kind of look, they're dry.
Without the mayo ketchup, it'll be...
But I have ketchup on it, so I should have half of the flavor there. The potato sticks, I know you said that like potato chips are a big part of this. Yeah. They're kind of lost in this burger here. There was just a little bit on top, and you can't really taste them. You're not getting any of the crunch from those potato sticks either. I don't know, it looks like they're like seasoned with maybe some like Cajun seasoning.
Normally we do like just plain potato.
Just plain potato chips. Yeah, I need more of the potato, and then I need the pork belly and the ham to not be as dry. How does it stack up to a regular tripletta? No? I don't love it either. One of the weaker seasonal burgers here at Deluxe, unfortunately. Like, look at how crusty this pork belly is. Oh, it has no seasoning whatsoever. I can't even chew that piece. It's so rock solid. Yeah. I'll just eat the burger without the toppings, I think.
So it's not bad, but if you're Puerto Rican, you know that you wouldn't call this a tripleta. But the flavor, it's not terrible, but it's not a tripleta.
This burger, as well as all the other Hispanic Latin Heritage Month foods, are around through October 15th. So you do have a little bit of time to come get any of the Hispanic foods that you see me trying today. I hope this one doesn't stick around much longer than that. I hope they kind of get a new one. I think next up on the list, if I'm remembering correctly, it should either be the beef Wellington or the French onion soup burger. I think it's beef Wellington next, and I hope they're bringing that back. So usually the specialty burgers here are good. I think the last one I had, like the citrus burger, I didn't really care for either. So 2 letdowns from Deluxe. I know they're not gonna let me down for much longer though, because I know the next one is gonna be great. To go with our burger, we had to get into some of the fall vibes, so I got the pumpkin pie shake. This is a vanilla gelato blended with pumpkin pie mix, caramel sauce, pumpkin spice, and graham cracker crumbles, topped with whipped cream and pumpkin spice for $7.75. The last milkshake I had from here at Deluxe, I really enjoyed. It was like a key lime pie milkshake for the summer, so this pumpkin one should be pretty good as well. That is actually really, really good. What I love about it is that the pumpkin pie spice isn't like too in your face. I don't like when you get like pumpkin flavored things and it tastes so artificial and it's just too much pumpkin. This is a really good amount. It's mainly like vanilla, a solid vanilla shake with just a little hint of pumpkin there. But I will say the paper straw does give it a little bit of a different taste. Like as soon as I like went to take a sip, all I could kind of like smell was that paper straw, and I really wish they had plastic straws for the milkshakes. I mean, they do give you like a thicker than usual straw, so at least there's that, but still the paper straw does definitely give it a different flavor. But in terms of milkshakes, it's nice and thick, great pumpkin flavor. This is probably one of the better places at Disney World to get a milkshake, because usually Disney milkshakes, they're just never Never the best, but here at D-Luxe Burger, you can count on a good shake. Well, now that we've had our burger and milkshake fix, I think we're gonna head to the other side of Disney Springs to see what they've got going on down there. And next up on the list is Jaleo, one of the most underrated restaurants at Disney Springs, and honestly, probably one of my favorite restaurants at Disney Springs. They have a specific beverage on the menu, a brand new beverage on the menu for Hispanic Latin Heritage Month that caught my eye. I'm sure you guys are guessing. It's their version of an espresso martini, and it sounds insane. Okay, so the espresso martini I was after was called the Carajillo con Espuma de Té. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it had liqueur 43, coffee liqueur, espresso, and house-made goat cheese foam. But unfortunately, upon walking in, I found out that they don't actually have that drink here. I was really upset because I was really looking forward to try that. Now I love espresso martinis and I love goat cheese, and it was so interesting to see how that goat cheese foam kind of played with the espresso martini. It sounded really interesting and good to me, but they do have something else that's of espresso flavor. So instead, we got the
Carajillo Clásico.
This is a modern classic at this point. Made our way with liqueur 43, Spanish brandy, and espresso for $14. And this is a special here for Hispanic and Latin American Heritage Month.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Cheers, pal. Thanks for the money.
Good.
Really, really good. Yeah. You guys know I love espresso martinis, and I love when espresso martinis have a really thick foam, and this one surely does. It was shaken extra long and poured in an icy cold glass, which is honestly hitting the spot on this very, very hot day. You guys know I love when an espresso martini has a very strong espresso flavor and a very strong alcohol flavor, and this definitely has both. And it's pretty big, I feel, as well. I don't know. This is really good. Although I am still missing the goat cheese foam, it's a good replacement. When it comes to espresso martinis here at Disney Springs, I do think this is probably one of the better ones. Now, it doesn't overtake Wine Bar George, but here at Springs, this might be in the number 2 slot. I think it might be like slightly better than the Boathouse here. It's just that foam on top just adds such a great creaminess to this drink, and it's such a more like unique flavor than your typical like espresso martini that you would get from the Boathouse, and it's beautiful with that little design on top. I don't know. I really, really enjoy this, and I think this is something that's kind of here all year as well. I think it's just a special Spanish way that they make espresso martinis. And Natalia here got the
Rebujito.
This has a manzanilla sherry wine with Mexican Sprite for $11. I'm gonna try it out. I don't think I've ever had anything like this. It kind of reminds me of a sangria a little bit because you've got wine, and sometimes they put like Sprite in sangria, so it should be like a bubbly sangria. I don't know. Ooh, you're right. That is really refreshing. All this citrus is really coming through there with the fresh, I believe that's either a lemon or an orange. Is it a lemon? Yeah, it's really good citrus flavors. If you feel like a citrus bubble, this is for you. While we were sitting here enjoying our beverages, we also got the, I'm not going to say it, warm Brussels sprout salad with apricots, Granny Smith apples, green grapes, and serrano ham for $14. Again, on the Hispanic and Latin Heritage Month menu. All right, let's get some Brussels, some ham. I also want to get an apple on there and try it out. This is like the perfect balance of flavors. You've got the sweetness from the apples, you've got the saltiness from the ham. The vinaigrette it's tossed in is like garlicky and vinegary, obviously. I love the vinaigrette that they have here. I've tried a bunch of the salads before, and I'm pretty sure it's like a similar kind of dressing that they use, and I just love this dressing here. It all really works together nicely. The Brussels sprouts aren't overcooked, so they're soggy. Still have a nice crispness to them. Another like really refreshing dish. Like this is perfect for these hot months. Yum. Oh my gosh, guys. We also have these fried bacon wrapped dates that are served with an apple mustard aioli for $15. And I already know these are about to be absolutely insane. They are just fried to perfection, super crispy. Jaleo just does like these little tapas so right. That is so good. They're so crispy, but then you have that salty bacon. Of course, they're fried to perfection, like I said. But again, you know what would make this even better? If it was stuffed with some goat cheese. I don't know. When I come to Jaleo, I just want goat cheese everything because they have so many things on the menu that involve goat cheese that I love here. And I just think of that like creamy goat cheese being inside, and it would just be even better, but still, without it, delicious. It's so like naturally sweet. This is almost like a dessert. Like I feel like you could actually eat these dates here for dessert. I don't know. These are really good, and it's a good portion as well. We had what, 6? Yeah. Easily shareable. I feel like it's something that you can't really eat too many of it because it is so sweet. So this is like the perfect thing to share. Since we've tried 2 of the foods, why don't we just go for 3? This is the grilled red grouper with a butternut squash puree, fennel, and toasted pumpkin seeds for $28. The crust on this fish looks absolutely insane. I'm gonna try some of the fish first before I get a bite with everything. That grouper is cooked perfectly, and just like I expected, the crust, that nice charcoal flavor there, so good. Now for a bite with the fennel and the butternut squash. That's honestly even better. Did you try it with you gotta get the squash and the fennel in there. I wasn't sure how like butternut squash puree or even fennel, I mean fennel would probably go well with fish, but I wasn't sure how like butternut squash puree would really go with fish. But honestly, it complements the grouper so nicely. Okay, so we actually found out that the reason that fish has such a nice crust is because it's cooked in a Jasper oven. There's only 11 in the US, and one is here at Jaleo. It's a $200,000 oven, and they use it to cook all their chicken and some of their other dishes, and it just provides a great crust on this fish. That is fantastic. I think that's my favorite. Everything we tried today was really good at Jaleo here, but I think the fish was my favorite of the 3. What about you? You said salad, right?
The salad, yes.
Well, no surprise, but Jaleo was fantastic. Such an underrated spot. If you have an adventurous palate, it's definitely more geared towards that, because some of the food is quite adventurous, but it is so good there. I just found out they also have a brunch at Jaleo with $28 endless red sangria or mimosas. I didn't even know they had brunch, let alone a bottomless sangria or mimosa option. So I will definitely be back very soon. But for now, we're actually gonna hop over to Everglazed right across the way because they have some Hispanic Latin Heritage Month donuts that I wanna try. Okay guys, so I had every intention of getting one of the Hispanic Latin American Heritage Month donuts. They had a churro one and a dulce de leche one as well. But when I got up there and I saw this blueberry maple donut, I had to go with this one, and the cast member up there said that this one was a little bit better, so I just couldn't resist. And which is better, the churro or the blueberry maple? Because I was planning on getting the churro, but I didn't know you had a blueberry maple, and that looks really... Okay, I'm doing blueberry maple. Now, I'm not really too sure what we're working with here. It seems to be a glazed donut, and then maybe some like streusel on the top with the blueberry icing almost. Let's try it out here. I gotta try a bite though with some of that blueberry frosting. This is honestly better than I even expected. Usually I don't love donuts with like too much crap on it. Like I just like a basic donut, a chocolate glazed, a regular glazed. That's all I really need. I don't need all the frosting and all that extra stuff on top. This, however, is fantastic. It almost tastes like crumb cake. Like a crumb cake topping on there. It's not too much maple, which I was a little bit nervous about because I don't love overly maple things. It's just the right amount. Those crumbs on top are brown sugary and really, really good. I could use maybe a little bit of like a blueberry compote on top instead of the frosting there. But still, the glazed donuts at Everglazed are really good to begin with. This thing is huge. This thing weighs at least a pound here. I'm not even kidding you. But that topping, the streusel topping, the crumbs, this is a great donut. I'd come check this out. I really think that was probably one of the better like Everglazed donuts that I've had with like all the toppings and stuff on it. I really, really enjoyed that, but we're still not done, guys. We still have more food to try. I think our next stop is gonna be at my favorite place at Springs, the Boathouse. All right, we have made it out to the Dockside Bar, one of my favorite places to hang in Disney Springs. I love this bar here at the Boathouse. Great views, great vibes, great food, great drinks, and with that great food, there is a special for Hispanic Heritage Month. I've actually dined here. This is kind of embarrassing. This is my 3rd time dining here in the past week. Actually, I had family in town. We came for brunch. I've been here almost too often at this point, and I didn't know they had something for Hispanic Latin Heritage Month, but we are going to get this yellowtail ceviche here. It has a mango lime salsita, hearts of palm, avocado, chili oil, and tostadas for $19.50. This dish is so beautiful, and it definitely looks like an interesting take on ceviche here. Let's dip a chip in and try it out. Okay, so it's good. I could tell the fish and the seafood at the Boathouse is always super fresh. You can totally tell. I love all of the red onion in there, and I don't think hearts of palm usually goes in ceviche, but it works pretty well in there. One thing I will say is it's not very like citrus forward. A lot of ceviches that I've had are so citrusy and so limey that it's almost like too much lime. This definitely tones the lime back a little bit. I could almost use a little bit more like fresh lime in there. It's good. I still think the tuna poke appetizer that they have on the menu all the time, if you're looking for like a like raw seafood kind of dish, I think that is a little bit better. But if you want to come down and try one of the Hispanic Heritage Month foods, come try this ceviche here at the Boathouse. It's starting to get late out here, so I think we have time for one more stop after the Boathouse. We're gonna head over to Polite Pig. I feel like every time I do one of these like monthly update videos here at Springs, when it comes to the new food, it always has to include a stop at the Polite Pig. They always have, every single month, they have a brand new menu, brand new specialty items, and I want to see what they've got for this month. So at the Polite Pig, they're serving up amazing, amazing barbecue. Probably the best barbecue you're going to find on Disney World property is here in Disney Springs at the Polite Pig. But this month, they have pulled pork arepas, and they also have a dessert that I've been eyeing. I've seen them posted on Instagram, and I'm so intrigued. These are the blueberry margarita churros. They're cream cheese-filled churros dusted with cinnamon and sugar, drizzled with a blueberry margarita syrup. I will say the presentation here is lacking a little bit. This plate looks a little sad. Usually, like the plating at Polite Pig, like although it's technically a quick service restaurant, is really impressive. But this plate's really got nothing going on, and I don't know how these churros are gonna be. Either way, I'm sure they're gonna be better than your typical Disney World churro. So let's try them out. I'm not sure how I feel about that, guys. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't think I like it. Let me try another bite here. The churro itself isn't coated in enough cinnamon sugar. Like, it kind of just tastes like plain crunchy bread. And then when you kind of get a bite with a lot of the like margarita blueberry frosting on top, has a really strange flavor. Like, it's not too limey. It kind of tastes like sour mix. It's not sweet enough, and the filling in there I don't think is sweet enough either. And it's kind of like taking out like what a churro is supposed to be, because the entire inside is just stuffed with cream cheese. Now, if they kind of like just put a little hole and then just a little bit of cream cheese, but like it's taking away the whole concept of the like crunchy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside, because there is no soft on the inside because it's just cream cheese instead of dough. I don't know, guys. I don't think these are for me. It does taste like the regular Disney like frozen churro opposed to like a homemade churro. Now, if you want good churros in Springs, I love the churros over at Pepe, which is Jaleo's quick service restaurant attached to Jaleo. Those churros served with like this homemade chocolate dipping sauce are out of this world. I probably would not recommend these. Well, we are going to end there with those churros. We've had a very tasty day. A lot of really good new food here at Springs. Springs never seems to disappoint. There's always new stuff to try, and usually, like pretty much everything we tried today, usually it's really good. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers for supporting the channel. I really appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, if you want to see more honest Disney food reviews, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.